So day one in New England, we meet you at 6:30 in the morning at Harvard Stadium for a stadium run.
That's where we run the stairs.
That's where we run the stairs. For every new hire here in New England, Larry is present for that, as well as running the stadium with every single new hire as well. 55 years on of doing Harvard Stadium, nearing 74 years of age.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan Marsh here with Supermove. We're going to be touring the country this summer, finding the most elite movers in the country, putting them on the map, finding out what they do and how they do that makes them so elite. Really excited to dive deep into some of the processes, the culture, and really just chat with the hardworking men and women in this industry that do this day in and day out. Shout out to our two rolling sponsors, Rotate Digital, Travis Weathers, and Champion Risk, Casey Myers, two incredible humans that we love working with. Excited to bring you guys on this journey with us here. We'll see y'all soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Well, hey everybody, Ryan Marsh with Supermove here. We are at Gentle Giant in Boston, Massachusetts with the CEO of Gentle Giant, Tom O'Gorman. And today we're gonna find out what it takes to be a giant. So Tom, would love to hear, how'd you get into business? What's your story? Give us a little bit of background on Gentle Giant.
I've been involved with Gentle Giant for just over 30 years, Ryan. I came here from Ireland and I was introduced to Larry, who's our president and founding member. Like many of the giants who started back in the day, it was all word of mouth. He thought, hey, this would be a good place for you to work. Why don't you come and talk to Larry? So I did, and we sat down and had a long conversation, but it wasn't about moving. It was about, you know, where I wanted to be in life, what my goals were. He talked a lot about the vision for the company that he had. It was something that I just couldn't wait to get started.
And all those years later, CEO of the organization, which is incredible. You see these trucks, they're going by, they're getting dispatched every day. What does it mean to Tom and team?
I think the Gentle Giant brand has been building over the years, Ryan. It's something that we work on every single day. We move about 17,000 families a year now. So Gentle Giant got its humble beginnings back in the very early 1980s. Larry O'Toole started the company. He moved here from Ireland himself, graduated from Northeastern University. He was thinking maybe starting a light manufacturing or light engineering company. In the meantime, he started to work for a gentleman in his neighborhood who had a moving truck. And he thought, you know, I like this kind of work. Larry had been on the rowing crew at Northeastern University. He saw an opportunity to really raise the standard of moving. His roommate actually coined the name Gentle Giant Moving Company for him because Larry is, you know, he's a big character. He is indeed. So Larry would go out with his roommate's van. When he would need help, he would look back on some of his crewmates from Northeastern and say, you know what, I think this thing is going to go places. And that's where the whole idea of this athleticism came into the fold. Is everybody who would show up to do a move was just out there having a good time. And the customer was really wowed by the experience. And that's where it got its early beginnings. So he was doing this for a number of years and then incorporated the company in the mid-80s. And it was all athletes at the time. There was a big growing community and still is in the Boston area. Larry's first ever hire was still with us. He's our crane operator, Stephen Rudy Leonard. Company's over 45 years officially running now, and Rudy is still with us to this day.
That's incredible. What does the Gentle Heart mean to you guys and your employees?
Larry never really had a big business plan as such. His whole approach to his business plan was very simple. Just hire good people. Bring them into an atmosphere that they will enjoy working in. Giant Heart came later. The culture kind of formed on its own when he decided that he really wanted to grow the company, and that's where the core values came about. And we ended up with 5. Distilled the huge list down to 20, and then later down to 5, and that's the Giant Heart.
H is honesty, E is enthusiasm, A,
above and beyond.
R
is respect.
And T.
And T is the teamwork.
Not only this location, all your locations have gyms. Why is Gentle Giant so passionate about athletics? I believe you guys even have like a youth scholarship and educational program as well.
First of all, you know, when you hire athletes from whatever discipline you're hiring them, you know, people who have been part of teams, you know, they appreciate hard work, right? They like that teamwork approach, know what it is and what it means to just work together to accomplish a goal. It's a physically demanding job anyway, right? So if you have a team who are fit and capable, we like to hustle. You know, I think Gentle Giant invented the box run. where we run all the boxes out of any local residential move we're doing. We run all the boxes first.
True testimony. We saw this yesterday when we were in Arlington. We actually ran across the Gentle Giant truck, and that was the one thing that really stood out is we're sitting in the Supermove van, kind of doing a little reconnaissance on you guys, and they were running up and down the stairs, bringing boxes and things to the truck. I haven't seen that before. It was absolutely incredible to see. Back to the athletics piece, hiring in the moving industry has always been difficult. But you guys have hired ex-Olympians, pro athletes. How do you do that?
When you join Gentle Giant, there's a lot of flexibility, first of all, in your work schedule. So it affords you the time to train if you need to, or go off and compete in other states. So there's a lot of flexibility that affords that. You got to create that environment where people enjoy coming to work every day. Our whole hiring approach is a paid workout. Every new hire that we bring on board here in New England, they're introduced to the company via Harvard Stadium, where we run all 37 sections. It's a mental and a physical test. It really tells you a lot about yourself.
Touring the country, we've came across good movers, we've came across great movers, and then there's giant movers. What does it take to be a giant mover?
One of the most difficult things in this industry is obviously trying to deliver consistent service. And I think that's one of the things that we do best. When a customer hires us, the bar is high, the expectation is high, and we aim to deliver beyond that, right?
Yes.
And that's why above and beyond is such an important piece of our culture and our core values. To be a giant means you're basically going to do whatever it takes within reason to deliver an excellent customer experience overall.
We've toured many moving companies. I wasn't sure if I was in a doctor's office at first. What do we have going on here?
Maybe 20 years ago, Dr. John Zimmer came on board as our team chiropractor. He's part of our safety committee as well, of course. What John does is he goes from location to location and just does back adjustments for people who have asking just for an adjustment or a tweak. So John just tours the New England region, make sure that if anybody is in need of any assistance, he'll provide it for them.
Boston Business Journal, healthiest employers, gyms, the heart. You're taking care of your people, which I think is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we put a lot of focus on health and wellness. You know yourself, some jobs will finish early. It's great when you have a gym so that if the guys didn't have a ridiculously hard day, they might spend an hour or two working out in the gym together. We also run a wellness week, everything from seated massages for employees in the morning. And it's a whole week of events that a team puts on every year for the company.
So Tom, there's no school for being a mover, right? So how do your movers go from good to great to giants?
A good training process, of course, starts with the hiring. Strong referral from current employees is probably has always been our best source of hiring. We've had so many customers over the years who, when their children became of age, they referred them to come and work for us because they really saw what teamwork meant when we were moving their family. So even that alone brings a lot of applicants to the table. So day one in New England, we meet you at 6:30 in the morning at Harvard Stadium for a stadium run.
That's where we run the stairs.
That's where we run the stairs.
How many people do you lose after the stadium run? Or does that potentially even gain you more?
The stadium is a great way to filter out people who just realize this might not be the best job for me. We always tell employees at the beginning of the run that this job can be the best job in the world or the worst job in the world. What makes it the best job in the world? The people that you're working with. And what makes it the worst job in the world are the people that you're working with. We don't want anyone who's just a quitter or somebody who's just going to be nonstop complaining all day, doesn't get the job done any faster or better. So we like to hire people who have that positive energy, who bring the enthusiasm to it. So the purpose of the stadium is really that it brings that out in new hires. We set the clock for 40 minutes. It's not about being the fastest or the best. It's about just, pushing through. It's a physical test as well as it is a mental test to try and push through and keep hitting all 37 sections.
So say day one, as a mover, they rip through the stadium, they complete the 40 minutes. What's next?
Okay, well, even if they don't complete it in 40 minutes, they've put the best effort that they can. Then we come back and continue with our orientation, right? We call it Gentle Giant 101. A lot of that morning we spend talking about the core values of the company, right on day one. For every new hire here in New England, Larry is present for that. He gives the Giant Heart conversation to every single new hire who's onboarded, as well as running the stadium with every single new hire as well. 55 years on of doing Harvard Stadium at nearing 74 years of age.
That's impressive. He runs it with the new hire still to this day.
Absolutely, every week, every Monday morning, yes, and sometimes twice a week. So we try and distinguish ourselves from everybody else. We have a training team. Their full-time job is onboarding. Every operation that we have has somebody designated as the lead trainer. And then we have a director of training, training managers, and then appointed trainees across every region and every office.
So I take it this right here is this kind of the start of the training mezzanine here? I'm seeing a bunch of furniture. Is this where you bring the movers a couple days in?
Yeah, this would be one of the areas that we would be training out of our Charlestown location here. We have multiples, but just to get the basics down, prepping furniture, dressers, bookshelves, etc., sofas, chairs. There's a refrigerator over there. We'll teach
grandfather clock.
We'll teach the grandfather clocks, the refrigerators, the pianos, etc., as you gradually move up the chain.
Is there any part of your training program that you emphasize more than others?
As you move up the ladder, there's a lot more than just training on how to wrap and prep and move furniture. There's a lot of leadership development training that we spend a great deal of time on with crew chiefs, and they have sessions on everything from emotional intelligence to how to have difficult conversations with customers or employees, communication training sessions.
The moving industry, obviously, over the past few years has evolved tremendously. How has the training evolved to kind of keep in stock with the evolution of where moving is today?
It's a good question. I think a lot of the training fundamentals are still the same. You need to keep up with, modern technology. We're not just moving refrigerators anymore. We're moving refrigerators with all sorts of electronics and TVs on the front of them, and you name it. So there has to be a lot more training around those.
I'm a customer today. I'm looking at the 300 moving companies. Why am I choosing Gentle Giant?
We know there's a lot of great moving companies out there. We have a pretty good brand reputation in the Boston area. We would say that when the company first started, the reputation was probably down here, and now it's up here. So customer expectations are very high. So it's on us to deliver that excellent service because customers who know us are expecting it. I think it's the comfort for a customer to know that we're going to take great care of them no matter what. Things are always evolving on a job, right? It's never a slam dunk, straightforward A to B. There's always some little problems to be solved and some situations that occur. Our crews really, above and beyond in our giant heart, is very important to us because crews really do demonstrate what it means to be a giant by going above and beyond for every customer. And there's so many examples of it. We'd be here all day talking about it.
And I will say the brand recognition and awareness is absolutely up here. Because as we were out in Boston yesterday, doing some random kind of street talking and just saying, hey, I'm looking for a professional moving company in the area. Who should I call? And Gentle Giant came up every single time. So congratulations on building an incredible brand.